Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Uncut. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this, my second channel, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with all the Flat Earth Debate pre-show and after-show goodness. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere, and there's also a PayPal and crypto link in the info box below this video. Now, we're currently in the interim stages between the first and second live debate over on Nathan Oakley 1980, so obviously you're watching this on a repeat and can't actually join the show, but I can pass you over to the panel during the interim stages so you can hear the dulcet tones of whoever's there as I set up for the second show.
That are 170 miles away, Pete. Do you realize that you shouldn't be able to see anything?
No, you're
past
supposed
that point?
to be able to. You can everything you can see. It's totally correct. You haven't found anything that you can see that you're not supposed to be able to see.
So there's a law of perspective, which can also be modeled in mathematic terms. Yet I looked into it, Pete, and I think it doesn't account for the angle of view, things disappearing bottom up. It just is about angular size.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I'm saying. That
but wait.
The thing they're saying about perspective is a total lie that they just made up.
There's angular
That can be
size
proven wrong.
and
that's not what he said at all, Pete. Why don't you pay attention?
It is.
Listen, you
Dude, the
idiot,
perspective thing
Pete
is a
just
lie.
is what he wants to
Not
do.
only does the size
Bullshit.
reduce, but you should
That's
be able
comical.
to calculate the angular position of where something is in a frame. That's the problem. Is things are where they should be in trigonometry. If you do Pythagoras, they're going to be out of whack. It's not what you're saying.
Yeah, it is only accounting like if everything was in air, right? If how it should look like, a cube should look like when it's like 10 meters away, 20 meters, 30 meters, or so
We're
on.
talking about things that are 100 miles away. We're not talking about things sitting on someone's kitchen table.
No, it is also it is accounting for everything, regardless the distance.
But you're not going to be able to find a curve on a kitchen table or something like that.
It is not about this isn't about curvature, dude. It is about perspective.
Perspective, you mean like there's an angular size for everything when you're looking prospectively at it. Also, it's angular position on the frame.
Yeah.
How high it should be above the horizon.
The article doesn't care about the horizon. It isn't involved in the flat or globe Earth debate. It is just about how things should look regarding to perspective, and I can show you. It doesn't tell you if a ship disappears behind the horizon and how it disappears behind the horizon. It just is modeled.
I'm talking about more or less just being at sea level and looking at tall things that when you get a certain amount of distance away, about 30 miles or so, really nothing should be visible after that because you have an angular size reduction and an angular position reduction. So most things would end up beyond or below the horizon.
Correct.
So when you see a mountain that's 170 miles away, like what gives? There's no curve.
I think we kind of talked past each other because I meant something completely different. Doesn't matter. Just wanted to tell Pete about the perspective thing, about the calculation and so on. That it is already modeled.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a PayPal and crypto link in the info box below this video. Most importantly though, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching. Then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcomed back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. Now there is quite an interesting conversation going on as we've crossed over from the first earlier debate on this particular show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the mic on the Hangout, give them introductions, and then open the mic so you can hopefully hear the continuation of that interesting conversation that's going on about angular size relationships. So we are joined by Zinder, Sleeping Warrior, Pete Shea, Jose, Jim, Eric, Daniel, Chocolate Saiyan, and Arwin. As I say, I'll unmute myself and raise the mic on those guys.
Yeah, we don't hear you, Nathan.
You're muted on the panel. I don't know how.
I was intentionally muted. You're obviously all watching the live page because I didn't want to interrupt the flow on the conversation because it was a really good chat that you were having with Zinder. So I thought I'll leave myself on mute, do the intro, introduce you all on mute so that you can carry on with your conversation. But obviously you've all been watching the watch page and know that we're live anyway. So that's completely blown that out of the water. That was a pointless waste of time clicking a few things differently. Hey ho. Good to have you all.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Good to be here. Yo.
So let's rattle through target P.
You broke up, Anthony. Say that again.
Yeah.
Let's target P. We'll rattle through housekeeping, but target P because P thinks that there's a lot of curvature, and I'd like to see the evidence.
Fair enough.
Before we go through that, there's a title of the show, Reification.
Reification.
2 days.
Oh yeah, we didn't go through that on the last show. We will cover that. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Jose. Any signs of curvature, P?
No.
Nah. Yes.
Excellent.
Really?
Yeah.
What you got?
Tell us about it.
Sure.
You know, there's curvature. You can see it. We're just talking about it.
Present your evidence, please, Pete. For curvature.
I'm not going to present anything.
How's that?
I don't want to.
I'm happy to stick with this for a bit. It's the main point of the show. So let's not move on to axial rotation for a bit. So you think there's curvature. Why?
You know, because we can see it, observe it. Pretty much it. I can see it personally.
How about when you open your eyes?
Yeah, I can see it out my window, like I told you guys. Yeah.
Have you got any evidence to help us? Because I don't think you can.
No, I don't have any evidence.
Oh. So it's a belief then?
Well, a belief supported by empirical evidence, yes.
But you haven't got any evidence though, right?
It's a justified belief.
But not based on evidence, no?
Yeah, based on evidence. I have evidence.
So it's a self-justified belief. Typical.
What's that, Arwen?
That's wordplay. No? Self-justification. It's a self-justifying belief.
Pete loves
a religion based on circular arguments.
Who else would you
Spherical
justify
arguments.
belief to?
Yeah. Pete demands everybody has a belief system.
You have beliefs, Eric. Because
No,
you were telling people, I'm a porn bomber. I'd like to see your evidence.
That's not a belief.
You told us you did.
That's
Hold
a
on.
universal
Hold on.
accepted fact.
We're way off track. So is that it then? Is that a concession that it's just a belief, P, or what?
It is.
Just a belief.
Yeah. In curvature, first housekeeping
It's a
question. I just want to move on.
Justified belief.
Nathan, do the challenge.
Justified belief.
Justified
yes.
by brainwashing. Fine. Okay, no worries. So, any signs of axial rotation? Again, I want to stick on this for a bit with you, P. Specifically you. Let's see how long it takes you to formulate a logical fallacy. Axial rotation.
Come on, P, get off mute.
What, rotation? Like the Foucault pendulum experiment? Or the Coriolis effect?
Well,
I mean, there's evidence for everything you guys said there's no evidence for. I don't know
some?
why. There's evidence.
Your evidence certainly is very extensive, especially the silent part.
So should we move on? Any evidence of the distance to the sun? P. What do you reckon?
Yes.
96 million miles? What do you reckon?
Yeah, they triangulated the distance to the sun.
Really? Did they use curve maths or did they use flatline maths?
I have this picture of a really fat lady behind you on a camera.
No.
So that's a swerve then.
No. Right, so the distance to the sun, P. You think they triangulated it. Tell us all about it.
Well, you guys know Aristophanes, right? You guys talk about him all the time.
Yeah, we do, yeah. Tell us all about it.
You guys know about that? What do you measure? Sticks in the ground?
Yeah, we know, yeah. Tell us how that proves the distance to the sun, P.
It's just triangulation. I don't know.
So if you say you know all about it, that means you know we've talked about it and how we've debunked it already, right, P?
I didn't say I know all about it. I just
Okay.
said he triangulated the distance to the sun.
Yeah, and he also assumed radius.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with that. We know that. I think.
Oh, right, that's the thing we're trying to prove here. If you don't see an issue with it, let me explain why it's an issue. The thing you're trying to prove is that we live on a sphere. So to assert that we assume first that we're on a sphere and then go forward from there is fallacious reasoning. If I'm trying to prove that my house is an elephant and I say, look, P, first accept that my house is an elephant, then I'll set about proving it based on the fact that it is an elephant, that would be fallacious reasoning. That is what is done with the globe. First, assume you're on a sphere, and then insert example here.
No, we measured the radius. We didn't assume it.
Oh, really? What was measured precisely?
What? The radius of Earth was
No,
measured?
what gave them that value?
Next to the Earth?
No, what gave them that value, P? What gave them that value of R?
I forgot how they did that. I think that was measuring the sun's angles. Or something.
Oh, so not Earth again. So now we're measuring the sun and extrapolating out a radius which is to the center of a sphere. So it makes no sense. The sun travels above our head, and you're saying that that is a measurement of from the outside edge to the center of the sphere Earth that you're presupposing with the sun that you've measured with sticks in the ground. This is a big shit show of assumptions, P. This isn't really proof of anything. Should we move on, or will you just now obfuscate? Let's shut P up. So P will just obfuscate that we are absolutely shitting all over this nonsense. It's just a stack of assumptions that the Earth's a sphere, strapped on with a load of nonsense about sticks and shadows. So ultimately speaking, it's just an assumption, P. So you can either try and obfuscate this indefinitely. Let's see if he is. Yes, he is still trying to obfuscate it by talking indefinitely. Yeah. So
is it an assumption? Is my height an assumption?
No, you can measure it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not an assumption because we measured it.
Oh, so someone went to the centre of the Earth and got a measurement of that sphere Earth? Or did they assume it was a sphere and get a trajectory of the sun and then assume that that gave them a spherical radius rather than a circular one? No, that is what they did, P. That's what we're just explaining to you.
I don't accept this, Kev.
We've just explained it about 100 times, and yet you still reassert the same rinse and repeat bullshit non-stop.
No, it's a measurement, and
of the sun.
A measurement.
Yeah, of the sun. Of the sun. Of the sun. Of the sun. P.
No, we measured the radius of Earth.
No, you measured the sun's trajectory and then assumed it travelled on the outside edge of a ball. That's what was actually done. A presupposition that my flat is an elephant, P. So long as you accept that my flat is in fact an elephant first, I can then set about proving that it's an elephant to you, because you will accept fallacious reasoning. That fallacious reasoning being that the sun's trajectory travels on the outside edge of a sphere, that you'd be standing 90 degrees adjacent to your current position when viewing this trajectory of the sun. Not a measurement of Earth radius, P. An assumption of a ball. Precisely the thing you're trying to prove rather than assume.
Well, that would be a false equivalency, logical fallacy, Nathan. Because
that's right. Measuring the trajectory of the sun and extrapolating out a spherical radius from it is indeed fallacious reasoning, P. That is indeed our point.
There's no evidence your house is an elephant. But
yeah, and there's no evidence that the Earth has a radius value. It is an extrapolation and an assumption, P. That is precisely my point. Fallacious reasoning.
But you're wrong, okay?
So should we move on? We know you won't accept this, P. So should we move on to a different housekeeping question, given that we've debunked it and you will either obfuscate it or just talk over me from now on? You won't concede it, right? You're not going to concede that it's fallacious reasoning and based on the assumption that it's a sphere to begin with? You won't accept that, right? You'll just assert it in a week's time.
You are wrong. I'm not going to accept your incorrect, opinion on the matter. No.
You told me it was the sun that they measured. I didn't tell you, you told me. I knew it anyway, but it came out of your mouth. I don't need you to concede that it isn't measuring radius. That's a fact based on the information you gave me, P.
It's not a fact because you're assuming that you can't measure the Earth's radius using the sun, which is not true, right?
Sorry, I'm not asking you to measure something using something, right? If we have a radius, then you can measure a radius. If we don't have a radius, you can assume the Earth's a sphere and measuring something that appears to travel in a circle and then saying that that radius actually travels to the centre of a sphere. That's an assumption you're on a sphere, P. It doesn't prove a damn thing. That's the point.
It's not an assumption, is my point.
It is.
So you're incorrect.
It is. You're watching something travelling in a circle and assuming you've got a spherical radius from that.
Measured it. We measured the Earth being a sphere. We measured the radius
didn't.
of
You're
the
just
sphere.
an idiot. Now we're just going to have a non-stop, constant obfuscation of this point. So I'm sick of it. Don't care. If you're an audience member and you want to think that it doesn't prove what I've said, go in peace in R You Trust. I don't care anymore, P. Let's move on. Any scientific evidence of gravity?
Nope.
Nope.
Just aberration.
Yes.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, I heard a yes. Excellent. Who was that? Was it you, P?
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's hear all about your triangles that you dangle.
Yeah, I showed that on my stream where they did an experiment where they altered the weight of a triangle by changing the amount of mass beneath the triangle, demonstrating that mass affects the weight of objects. Because, there's a difference between mass and weight, right? Because weight is a result of gravity affecting mass. So, if you don't believe in gravity, you don't believe in weight.
We're not talking about beliefs. I asked for scientific evidence. Scientific evidence, P. So this would be hypothesis-driven experimentation, no doubt, with an independent and a dependent variable, a cause and effect relationship established in that hypothesis, with an alternative and a null hypothesis. Can you give me all of that for this experiment that you claim it is?
Yeah, I could.
Go on then.
I mean, I'm not going to.
That's because it isn't an experiment. It's not following the scientific method. It is not establishing cause and effect. It does not have an independent and dependent variable. It is not scientific evidence of gravity. It is nonsense.
Dude, your bluff may work in poker, but it doesn't work on us. Okay?
I don't think
Stop
it'd work in
trying to
poker either.
do that. It's useless here.
Well, Arwen, I'm not gonna jump through hoops just because you command me to do some shit. So
Well, don't make assertions then. and then you
Yeah,
won't
we're
have
not
to.
asking you to jump through
no,
hoops.
I'm gonna make assertions if I want.
Well, we're
Well,
not
do it
asking
along.
you to jump through hoops. We're asking you for scientific evidence of gravity. You have not provided that, P.
I uploaded videos of it on my channel. So.
Oh, right. Was it a scientific experiment to give you a scientific evidence, or what?
Yeah. I
Well,
have 2 different
science
experiments
establishes a cause and
uploaded on my
effect
channel.
relationship, P. It's hypothesis driven. So if you can give me the independent and dependent variable with an alternative and a null hypothesis, and then show that it's been backed up by systematic experimentation to back the presumed cause as the actual cause of the effect, in this case gravity, then I'll be interested in it. I'd love to see them independently vary gravity. That would be brilliant. It won't. It doesn't. It isn't. There is not scientific evidence of gravity, P. You can assert your triangle nonsense as scientific gravity, but you'll never actually get to the stage where you provide us with the hypothesis and the systematic experimentation to validate or invalidate your presumed cause as the cause of the effect. That will never happen. It's not scientific evidence of gravity, P.
Yeah, well, I've already established those questions. I've already answered them.
Oh, really? I've already established that my flat's an elephant. You just have to accept it.
Not what I said, Nathan.
No, I'm saying it.
You're
My
being-
flat's an elephant, and I've
You're-
already proved
you're
it because
incredible-
I've
you're
uploaded
incredibly-
videos. I've uploaded videos. Yeah,
You're
Pete.
incredibly rude.
Yeah, I've uploaded videos, so I've already proven
Dude,
scientifically that my
what?
flat's an
I
elephant. So
answered
just
all these
accept it.
questions.
Just
I've already
accept
answered
it.
all these
I've
questions.
scientifically proven it because I uploaded a video. No, you don't have scientific evidence of gravity, P. If you did, you'd have the systematic experimentation that was an expression of a hypothesis. You don't have that.
I do. I already answered all your questions. on a
Excellent. So
previous
what's the
show.
independent variable? Is it
I'm
gravity?
not gonna go through this
Is it gravity?
again.
Is it gravity? The cause? That's what we're looking for. Scientific evidence of gravity. Gravity being the cause. That would be your independent variable in a scientific experiment. So are they varying and manipulating gravity in this experiment, P?
You know they are.
Oh, they
Newton
are.
claims no hypothesis.
Wow, this magician's got power over bending of space-time. Wow, this guy must be amazing. I really want to see this video again. Oh no, my bad, he's dangling a triangle on a scale. Hello? He's not varying and manipulating the bending of space-time. Hello? Hello? It's not scientific evidence of gravity, P. He's not varying and manipulating gravity and establishing it as the cause of the effect.
You know that he is.
Oh, we do we? And we know my flat's an elephant because I've uploaded the video. Let's move on. Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth? P.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What you got?
For the molten core.
You gotta give him persistence at least.
Well, sometimes things that are farther down than we can dig come to the surface through earthquakes, I believe, sometimes can cause that, or volcanic activity. So we can study material that's farther down than we can dig.
Are you talking about seismology, P?
No, but there's that. Also, we analyze what meteorites that hit the earth, and we assume that these things were created when the solar system was created at the same time of our Earth, and so they assume from what they find in that makes up the same elements in the center of our planet. And then the deeper you dig, the warmer it gets warmer. You know, there's magma. You could assume it's pretty warm down there.
Yeah, we know it's pretty warm. We have evidence to support that view. We want to know about the center of the Earth, though.
Yeah.
Right. What evidence have you got for the center of the Earth being a molten iron core that self-perpetuates a magnetic charge?
Well, I seen an experiment where they created a dynamo in a situation where there was a lot of heat. Similar, they replicated how the Earth would create its magnetic.
Right, and what metal did they use for that experiment?
I can't remember.
Was it sodium?
Yeah.
Right. Is the Earth made of sodium?
No.
So how useful is that to us when it's supposed to be made of nickel and iron?
It's useful in showing how it could be possible.
Yeah, using sodium, right?
Yeah.
But the Earth's made of iron and nickel.
Yeah.
So how useful is it, a sodium experiment?
I'm sure there's similarities. I don't know.
Right. All right. I'll give you that there's similarities if you wish. I could equally say that you can't prove shit with that. Sodium is not iron. Sodium is not nickel. Unless you can demonstrate this with iron or nickel, then you're actually not making any point.
I can appreciate this in behalf of the people listening in chat. They can discern for themselves what's going on here.
So oh, was that some more rustlings of a molten iron core?
We're grilling a layman professional poker player about science for some reason.
You're on the debate. You joined. What you want? You joined with your religious belief about a sphere. What you want?
Join a panel.
We're a bunch of like laymen, grilling a layman.
You're not a professional freaking poker player, Pete. Professional poker players go out to casinos. They don't sit on a computer all day. Sorry, buddy. Try again.
Hold on. Do you make your money from playing poker, P?
He claims.
Yeah.
Is that your sole income?
Yes.
That makes him a professional poker player, Eric.
From a computer, nonetheless.
So?
BS.
Online poker player, yeah.
Wrong. That doesn't work out, P. Mars. I know poker players. They go to Macau. They go to Arizona. Yeah, you're not a professional anything. You live with your mom.
Do you live with your mom, P?
No, I live alone.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Right, any evidence that you can have a gas pressure without a container? So this is specifically in reference to the vacuum of space that is asserted with all the satellites and space travel going on in it, P? Any evidence that we can sustain gas pressure without a container?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. What you got?
Like a difference in gas pressure without a container?
No.
An airplane?
Just a gas pressure without a container.
Yeah, all around, everywhere.
That would be your religious belief in the vacuum of space you've not experienced. So we definitely know we've got gas pressure, P. Yeah, that's a given.
Not really. You can infer that because we know when you go higher into the atmosphere, there's less and less pressure, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, where does the pressure come from, P? How do we have it in the first place?
From gravity.
Right.
Well, we went through that. We went through that. We already went through that. So you think because of dangling a triangle on a scale, gas pressure here on Earth can defy the law of entropy? That's what you think. You think the scale with a triangle proves that gas pressure can be here without there being a container and there simultaneously being a vacuum of space. That's what you think. Your triangle proves that on a scale. Correct?
You're begging the question.
No, I'm asking you. You said gravity. Your example of that was a man weighing a triangle. I ain't shitting the audience neither. That's what you think is The proof that we can have gas pressure next to a vacuum. That's what you're saying.
He was altering the weight of the triangle, right?
Right, and you think that proves that we can have gas pressure without a container and a vacuum of space? That's what you think? That's what you're saying?
How do you alter the weight of something?
You tell me. I'm asking you for your evidence of how we can maintain gas pressure without a container, and you're saying man weighing triangles. That's what you're saying.
Okay.
Well, correct me. So, man weighing triangles is not proof of gas pressure without a container. That's your assertion. Bonkers. I know, it sounds stupid. That's why you laughed. You realise how stupid it sounds.
How do you think the guy altered the weight?
I don't know. This is your assertion in reference to gas pressure without a container and the vacuum of space you believe in. Now, you think, in your crazy notion of globe world, that weighing some triangles proves we can have gas pressure defying entropy. That's nuts. But that's what you're saying, P. You know, it's bonkers.
It doesn't defy entropy. And how do you explain the weight of the triangle changing?
Right. So asking me how I explain the weight of a triangle changing on a scale, that is your rebuttal to our question of how you can have gas pressure without a container. That's the explanation, isn't it? A question.
Look, I've answered a lot of questions. You've all
just
been
housekeeping.
Me, and I ask one simple question: how do you explain the triangle's weight changing on the scale?
I understand. Unfortunately, it doesn't address the question we're asking in housekeeping, P, that we ask daily. So our question, the question we're asking, is how can we have gas pressure without a container? Now, if you're saying, well, how can you explain my triangles on your... We don't give a shit.
And also, answering questions is not the standard of evidence, P. It's providing evidence.
Yeah. So we're looking for evidence that you can have gas pressure without a container, not a question about triangles on a scale. That doesn't address the question. Should we move on?
But okay, I think you're incorrect here again. All right, sure.
It's a question. How can I be incorrect? I'm asking a question.
This guy's stoned.
So, is there any evidence that we can have gas pressure without a container?
Yeah.
What evidence do you have?
The pressure gradient.
That's not evidence of gas pressure without a container. The necessary antecedent for any pressure, regardless if it decreases with altitude, is that it has to press on something. So if you're saying no, beyond that there's a vacuum, well, it would disperse into a vacuum, not press upon it.
I'd like to see your source that says we require a container.
Oh my god.
What are you talking about? I can give you a million examples of gas pressure being maintained with a container. That's no problem at all. You having me on? To demonstrate gas pressure being maintained with a container.
I can show you in my garage that you can't have it. We can do an experiment. Everybody.
Even if deodorant will show it.
Don't even need a source. Online source. Jesus Christ.
Any canister of gas, P, any canister of gas demonstrates it. Now you show me the opposite of that. Now you show me, instead of having a canister of gas, you show me that gas maintaining the same pressure as it would do in the container, but without the container. You show me that.
No, like hairspray, like deodorant, like paint. Can't have that without
anything with pressure, surprisingly.
An airplane wing creates a difference in air pressure. And
yeah, that's not what we're talking about, P. We're not asking you for
that's a nice straw man.
Evidence of Bernoulli.
Nice straw man.
Evidence of a gas pressure without a container.
Show us a ball of gas without a container.
The standard reply to this is to talk about pressure differentials, which is a straw man. So P's misunderstood that and started talking about lift. That's brilliant. I love it, P.
Yeah.
That's absolutely brilliant.
The Bernoulli effect.
So do you think the Bernoulli effect proves the vacuum of space, P? I think we should move on to R. Is there any evidence of Earth radius, P?
I think we already went over that.
I think we did. There isn't. We know. We had it for the distance to the sun already, didn't we, P?
Hey, why do you come here if you're a professional poker player?
What do you think I'm doing right now?
That's not a professional poker player.
Honestly, I think you're wasting everyone's time and trolling.
I'm playing and making money here.
Oh, he's playing poker in the background, is what he's saying. But it's clearly a very, very, very boring task.
So why is it you're here, though? Playing poker's one thing, but why are you coming here?
I was gonna teach you guys about the sphere of Earth research.
Oh, have you got any,
Oh,
have
so
you got any
kind.
evidence that we can help us with?
Oh, he's here to help us. Oh,
I'm here to help you guys.
feel really blessed.
I'm a really nice guy.
We need help. We've won an
Thank
award
you.
for being the most irrelevant show, so we definitely need assistance from people like yourself and Simon Dan.
Yeah, and
Show us the
here
way.
to-
Show us the way to the globe. Teach us
I'm
to
here to
assume
protect
our.
you from porn bombing.
Teach us to assume RP. How can we go back on the globe? Tell us how we can take that blue pill. That is an interesting question. So, who on the panel, right? If you could eradicate all prior knowledge of flat Earth and basically take the blue pill, is that you, Eric, making all that noise?
Oh, that was Sebastian. I just muted him. Sorry, Sebastian.
My bad. Sorry, Eric.
It's all right.
To be fair, before the show started, Eric did have a very squeaky chair, so I'm not just picking
It's
on him.
fixed now. Look, I'm gonna stand up. No
All
squeak.
right. Excellent. So, if any of you on the panel had the Matrix opportunity for Agent Smith to basically wipe out all prior knowledge that you'd been deceived into believing you're on a sphere with logical fallacy, would you take it? In other words, if you were given the chance to take the blue pill now, would you do the cipher route and say, yes, please, steak tastes juicier in the Matrix?
There are benefits to it, aren't
Well,
there?
I did, like at least twice, but yeah, you always come back when it's in you. So,
You're basically what you're asking is, would you like to be stupid again?
well, I did at the time.
Yeah, there is comfort in the uncomfortable lie. I agree, but it's, do you want to be stupid? No, I don't think I do.
Hey, Ranty.
Well, it's all about necessity.
How do?
If you
Nice to
don't
be
want to
here.
be stupid, but you can't handle the pressure, you gotta make a choice, you know?
I want to hear. I want to move. If Nathan is possible to move on to the title of the show and why is it called this way?
Oh, yes. God, you're an excellent co-host, Jose. I completely forgot.
Thank you.
So, reification fallacy that is the globe, i.e. assuming R and using a model and asserting that is the world you live in, is what we have given Rumpus permission to do with an observation that Anthony Riley made from the beach after being challenged by Sly Sparkane to replicate his observation from about 40 feet up at a caravan park in St. Bees. The observation was of the Isle of Man. Anthony did exactly as requested, went back and caught the north end of the Isle of Man from his belly on the beach with his P900. Now, according to the Rumpus, he was going to model this along with Philip Weinberg, and they were going to do a hangout about a week after the information was officially released to the general public, well, not to the general public, to a limited audience at the Flat Earth UK convention back in April. So from that day to this, every time it gets brought up, he said, oh yes, one more week. Well, he said that one too many times, and we've been literally counting down the last 7 days. Alongside that, we've had Sean Hufford claim that Anthony Riley was listening to a hangout by Soundly whilst having a conversation with GeoStreamer, when in fact we have a recording of GeoStreamer being coached by Soundly in the background. And in the face of that, Sean Hufford has lied through his back teeth about various things that he's claimed Anthony has done, and has never produced any evidence that he said he was going to produce. He's just tried to sweep it under the carpet and forget about it, strawman the hell out of it, distract, obfuscate, and ultimately we're tired of it when we've got cast iron evidence that what we have claimed is absolutely the case, and it's been lied about by GeoStreamer and Soundly, and then on top of that defended by Sean Hufford. So that's the second thing. The third thing is we've got Ranty, perfect timing. Hey, Ranty.
Hey,
Ranty has also gone out and caught Barrow Inverness from... not Barrow Inverness, my bad. It's the Isle of Man again, isn't it?
It is.
The Isle of Man from Nicky Nook Hill, up north of England. And he has challenged Slice Barcane to address the land that's about 81.5 miles from Nicky Nook. And ultimately speaking, Slice Barcane did go and address the video, ignored the actual observation that was claimed couldn't be debunked, and claimed that it is all exactly as it should be. So you should see it on a globe, right, Sly? Surprisingly enough, there's other people on his same side of the argument that claim it's super looming non-standard refraction hyena holograms that we're seeing. So that's an interesting turn of events. So those three things, Sean Hufford, Slice Barcane, and the Rumpus, have been given a countdown to essentially, basically, do what they've said they're going to do, within a timely manner, which is long past due. So there we go.
Nathan, there has been a development on the Sean Hufford front.
Oh, really? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, he had a hangout the other day, and basically he told me to go on. Someone told me to go on 10 minutes, so I did. And when I went to look at the first 10 minutes, he has addressed it, so it's developed. But I need to join on Skype so that you can hear what's been said. But it has progressed a little bit. So I'll drop onto Skype and then I'll rejoin on Skype if that's okay.
Well, I'll add you to the call with Ranty, so...
Okay.
Does anybody know what these awards people are speaking about are?
Apparently Simon Dan's given us an award for being the most irrelevant Flat Earth show. So in spite of the fact that we just spent, 30 minutes with P. Mars going through housekeeping and getting pretty much the standard Glober crap answers that are debunked by us daily. But apparently we were irrelevant according to Simon Dan, and that's worthy of lots of note from the chat. Thank you for the advertising, Simon Dan. Really appreciate it.
So the fact that you've quadrupled your audience in the past year is irrelevant, I suppose.
Who? Simon Dan?
No, you.
Oh, me?
You've quadrupled your audience in the past year.
Yeah, since doing the debate.
Getting 50, 60 people.
Yeah, I'm very
real
pleased with my growth.
subscribers is nothing. You gotta buy them, man.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with my growth. I've said it at the beginning of the last show, there's just no point comparing yourself to other people. If people gain momentum through whatever reason, then good for them, fake or otherwise. But if you start comparing yourself, you just end up depressed about it, and there's just no point.
No. I also want to address the point that I've got the best globe proof, apparently. This is what a lot of people are saying. I've got the best globe proof. Well, no, I mean, that guy that did the observation on through the pipe, and he had letters after his name, and he was able to prove essentially that what he saw is a flat proof. Well, essentially, I've been doing that all year, except he has letters after his name. And observations such as Barrow Inverness, which they have completely ignored to address, haven't wanted to address that. They haven't wanted to address Walney Lighthouse. They haven't wanted to address Devonshire Dock Hall. So all these observations throughout the year, that's just been one point of the stuff that I've been doing. So, but what about the difficult times? What about the 90% of the time when you go and you see an inferior mirage, or you see bottom of the boat being blocked out with an inferior mirage and causing, like a shark boat effect? What about those days? Who's the people going out and addressing that particular side of stuff too? So, because it looks in the mind of the Globers that is a globe proof, it's understanding what we're actually seeing by repetitively going down and doing these observations and calculations and having a database that can say for sure that it is actually the inferior mirage hiding the bottom of the boats and hiding the distant buildings and stuff like this, right? But they will misrepresent that as a globe Earth proof. Now, anybody can go out and film a building and say flat Earth. Fair enough, I've been doing it all year.
Fuck, how long does it take you to do it? Why you don't just tell me what to correct?
But the stuff that's the hard stuff to address, the hard difficult stuff, the inferior mirage and the looming and all this kind of stuff, that's the difficult stuff, right? And that's what they are claiming as ball proof. Well, that's how they were able to convince the rest of the world for the past 200 or 300 years that this is why we live on a ball. However, with the optics that we have and dedicated people like myself doing this research, we're actually breaking through that and we're saying do you know what? It isn't actually a ball earth proof, and I'm going to prove it. So you can stick your reward up your ass because I don't care. I answer the difficult stuff. You want to be a little clown and do your little repetitive parroting? Go fire away, mate. Fire away. Because whilst you're sitting there doing your parroting, I'm actually finding the answers.
Well, I just want to just add to that. I actually do appreciate the advertising. Thank you very much for the advert.
Yeah, it's answer the hard stuff, you know, the difficult questions. That's what they don't want to do. They just read from a book. You know, we're the scientists here.
There's gates to be debunked.
What? The gates to be debunked. Got that gate video, yeah.
Man, can't knock
right,
it,
that's
man.
my rant over for today.
Several million views can't be wrong, right? Gates are what people want to watch.
Yeah, I seen Ranty go up and down the hill and getting down and dirty and wet. I don't even know if Simon Dan has legs because he's always sitting, chilling in the little corner of his room, you know.
That's true. He might not have legs.
More power to him. If he's doing well as a YouTuber, good for him. And in that respect, he's got every bit of support from me.
Let's see what award he gives me next year.
Yeah, glad we're on his mind. I don't generally give him a second thought.
No, no, do I.
I could respect more a person with 10 subscribers that go and do observations live and just show where they are and going through danger to get footage than somebody with 20 million subscribers just walking around and talking to people and just making jokes and shit, you know. Yeah, it's most respectable the hard work. Appreciate you, Ranty.
Have you seen the gate video?
Yeah, right.
Listen, Simon Dan, seeing an inferior mirage is not proof of a curvature. Just going to say that.
Ranty, I'm going to upload a video later. I got the same effect you had with the Stena line, where you can see the letters reflected underneath the boat, and then a small boat going in front of it, and the letters still reflected underneath the boat in front of it. I got the same effect yesterday. I'm going to upload it later.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing that because that one was pretty
really
cool.
Good stuff.
When did you put that up on your channel, Jose? You're not very good at plugging your own channel. You gotta give it a full on, you know, Jose JG Gonzalez
I was just
channel.
about to do that. Yeah, Jose.
Yeah, Jose, go to Jose JG Gonzalez channel, subscribe over there, and I'll try to create content as much as possible. I went yesterday, I did a live stream with the P900. I put up 3 videos in there. There were some people supporting, so I appreciate you guys checking in on the chat. I did some cool observations, and then I did separate footage after the live stream, and I got really clear images. There was a lot of inferior mirage and mirroring effects. Still, I got awesome footage that I will upload later on today. So if you want to see what's going on with the optics and the stuff that we see all around, you know, us, just subscribe to Jose JG Gonzalez and check me out. I appreciate comments, share, and subscribe.
Jose is spelled Jose, in case people are trying to find you.
Yeah, and
hey, Riley.
Gonzalez.
Who am I?
Gonzalez has got a Z on the end. Got a bit of a thing for Anthony's better half, have you, P?
Is this Riley's wife?
What difference would it make if it was or was not?
Am I your wife or am I your mom?
You can be a mom. You can be either. You're always my bitch, though.
Are they the same person?
I don't know what you're talking about, and even if I did, I wouldn't answer it because it's got nothing to do with the debate.
Okay then.
You got hurt feelings, P.
I was just doing some transvestigation here.
Really?
And thought I'd question the man himself. I like to get my facts from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying?
But why would you think that I would give you any facts for anything, P?
Oh, he left.
Nothing to do with the discussion.
He's gone.
An asshole. Hey, Apollo.
I don't understand what he's...
You hear us? Hello?
Hey,
Good to have you.
what's with all the guys without a profile picture?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll just show the audience what Zinder's talking about. So we've got Zinder, Sebastian, Jim, and Daniel all with like blue avatars. Just like no picture or anything.
Yeah, I should throw one up. Just haven't done it yet.
We haven't heard a great deal from Sebastian. So, Zinder, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I could only just read what you said. It flashed up on the screen and you while someone else was chatting, and I didn't want to interrupt them. But you were saying something about seeing was it a geocentrist or something like that?
Physicist.
Oh, I was writing to Eric because I mean you guys were already talking, and I thought it doesn't really interest anyone. I told Eric that I had to come on this show because last 5 days in a row I met a geo physicist, and
Hold on one
so we
second.
spent a lot of time together.
Sorry
and then
to
I
interrupt
started
you.
to
I'm really
shift
sorry,
my-
Zinder. Sorry. Is that really you, Travis?
It's really me. Hello,
Sorry,
hello,
Zinder.
hello.
Hello. Good to have you, Travis. Sorry, Zinder. I'm really sorry.
No, so I spent a lot of time with her, and then I started to like shift towards the globe model again. She talked about her research and stuff like this, and so I thought like I can't really confront her with flat Earth. I mean that would kill everything. So I thought let's just come back on the show and go flat Earth again. What?
Was she cute and single?
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
is she your lover? She's presumably somebody involved with romantically, right?
Yeah, cute and single, of course. I mean, we are together now, but it doesn't really matter yet. The thing is, I might have to find out how to approach to her about flat Earth if I would even do it, because she studies it at ETH, which is the very best academy on the whole Earth for for geology and something with marine things like sea ground stuff. So yeah, she makes the PhD there, and this is her life, right? I mean, forget it, convincing her to the flat Earth.
Just remember, it's philosophy. She's studying philosophy. It's
Yeah.
That.
Well, every direction of study that has a PhD in it has to do with philosophy.
Not really science, is it?
I can't argue with that. I mean, so if it isn't, I don't know how much of it is science and how much isn't exactly, because what she does is just writing models. She gets the data from somewhere else she has never been, then she writes models, right? She puts them on the computer, and that's everything she does. So, of course, to everyone here on the panel, I think this isn't science yet. Towards the mainstream, towards like the university and stuff like this, I think they see it as science.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's like she's basically like a 3D printer. If you have a 3D printer, you put schematics in it. You engineer something, you design it, you put it. Is that? Do we call that science? Is that 3D printer a scientist, or are they just?
Yeah, according to them, it would be. Unfortunately. Hey, Alan.
Well, of course, it is something else because they claim to give her real data, right, on the plate tectonics and gravitational mapping and everything, right? If you put something in a 3D printer, you can put in a action figure of your favorite comic, and of course then it isn't science. Writing it isn't science too. It is just modeling, right?
Right, and that's pretty much probably what she's doing. You know, she's taking data and outputting material that she's been trained or let's say programmed to do. I know it sounds cold and harsh, but that's pretty much what she's doing.
Yet this is what she will do for her life. I mean, how do you approach such a person? I mean,
Well,
you can't, right?
If you want to be with this chick, I would say you're probably not gonna. I don't know.
No, I won't, I think, because you know, she was talking about maybe one day she will work for oil companies and she will go find oil reserves for you know, somewhere under the sea, right, on the seafloor.
Right.
So what she does is, I think, useful. Even, I mean, some data has to be real because those people go find oil and fuel our cars, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let me. Sorry to interrupt. Really quick. There are 3 live shows right now on YouTube. So Vegan Goy has 11 people watching. Congratulations. Red Rhetorics has 149 watching live, and the Flat Earth Debate 237. Thank you for your support, guys. Continue.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in live. Really appreciate it. I don't want to run out of time without Anthony being able to present what he's presented. He's been waiting in the wings very patiently.
Yeah, I thought it was even to begin with was just a matter I wanted to discuss with Eric. Yet you guys just mentioned it, so I thought I'm going to talk about it. So please go on. It is really important.
What did she say that brought you back towards? You said I think you said thinking like a baller or something. Or what information did she give you that made you go back that way?
Oh no, just talking about it and following its logic. I mean, the same logic as I brought as Coriolis is proven by Jetstream. There, you know, Jetstream there for Coriolis, Coriolis there for Jetstream. And the more you engage in it, right, the more you talk about this stuff, and the more you information you get, and the more she puts such information, she presents such informations, the more you start to think as a baller. Right, so this was what I meant with it.
Okay, I see. I thought maybe you were suggesting she gave you some good information for Earth curvature, or
she just said that she just talked about satellites and the gravitational mapping she has to use to do her calculations. So yeah. It is everything a little bit for fantasy.
Okay. Well, good luck.
So, are we here, Nathan?
You are, and I've just had you presented. I just need to make you a bit bigger. Bear with me. Looking good.
Okay, so the background to this is obviously, I'll just play the little clip. I'll not play all of it. I'll just play the little clip in question for those that are not familiar with the story. But basically, we heard this background noise, which I researched, realized that somebody was feeding GeoStreamer, and armed with this information, we started a shitfest. And it's now coming to a conclusion. So this is the recording in question.
Go back. Let me check it. Where was it? Further down, right?
Yeah, go back to that definition of sites too. Sean,
Small angle formula. What?
Can't differentiate size.
So basically he's saying go back to that definition he cites too, and something like you can't differentiate something. It's inaudible, but it turns out it's soundly. Now, we've had numerous backs and forths, and Sean basically made the assertion that he would have to find the hangout because it's down to him. So hopefully this is Sean saying about the hangout.
I mean, if the clicks from G, This is
Hang
a
on a
part
sec. Must be
where
this bit.
where Anthony's.
There, you can hear right there that some audio that's not Anthony cuts off as soon as Geo starts to talk. Anthony is the one playing my hangout while he's talking to Geo. What
You need
a
to mute your mic,
fucking
Anthony.
twit.
Pardon?
When you're playing it, we're hearing it twice because it's coming back through your mic as well.
Really? I've got my gain really low. I've just moved it. Hopefully this will improve it. So basically, Sean claims that it's me playing my own Sean's hangout, right? Which is not true. But look at this document here. On the 2nd of September, Sean states that I'm about halfway through all Red's hangouts. Basically, he's got to find this hangout. And if he doesn't find the hangout, then basically the hangout was not being played by me. This is a hangout to do with Sean. This is a hangout that Sean insists is real, but it doesn't even exist. So what we then did was we got somebody to do a spectrum and a frequency spectrum analysis, I think it's called. And basically what the conclusion of that is presented here, in that GeoStreamer's mic is capped at a certain frequency and my mic is not. And we can show that in the section that's relevant that it's basically curtailed into GeoStreamer's bit. And that basically proves that it was GeoStreamer's mic. However, there was a hangout last night, and basically this is Sean's most recent position, right? I'm going to show you 3 intentional deception points, lies, basically things that are not true, and basically listen to what Sean tells his audience about what is the current state of affairs. Now, I'm going to have this back on screen, and I want you to look at this line. It says, I am about halfway through all of Red's hangouts. Now, on the 2nd of September, Sean's clearly looking for all the hangouts, and he started with Red's hangouts because Sean doesn't do that many on his channel. So he started with Red's, right? So it's clear, black and white, that he's looking for the hangouts on the 2nd of September. But listen to what he tells his audience.
Now, I should correct myself. I'm not sure if it was Soundly's hangout. I've not bothered to look for it because there's just so many hangouts that me and Soundly have been in across many so channels.
He says he's not bothered to look at it. But here is on the 2nd of September, him claiming that he's halfway through all of Red's hangouts. So is that a lie? Is that a false statement of fact? And is it intended to deceive his audience? I'm going to say it is.
Correct myself. I'm not sure if it was Soundly's hangout. I've not bothered to look for it because.
Well, that's not true, is it, Sean? You have bothered to look for it because on the 2nd of September, you told me that you were halfway through Red's hangout. So halfway through Red's hangouts. So you have bothered to look for it, but you've lied. You told your audience something that is not true. Here's another lie, second lie. So after we did the frequency analysis, the frequency spectrum analysis, this is what Sean's response is.
And they went through a spectral analysis.
Right, spectral is the wrong word. It's a spectrum analysis, and it's a frequency spectrum analysis, I believe.
It as well. Full analysis. I did as well.
So Sean's saying that he did as well. No, actually, he didn't. Sean did a wave inspection, not a frequency spectrum analysis. Sean did not do the same thing, but he's told his audience that he did as well. That's just not true. Sean did not do something that he's now claiming that he did. That is another intentional deception. He did not do this. This is factually incorrect.
I showed that with Geo's microphone's frequency restriction of 9 kilohertz, that the background audio was still peaking at 15 kilohertz, which means it wasn't coming from his microphone.
So based on what is on screen, this is what Sean used to do is what he now claims is something that was false. But he...
Oh, he's still there, Anthony? Ranty disturbing the flow of Anthony. I think Ranty trying to call knocked you off the call.
Are you there, Nathan?
I am. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay.
Do one more try, and if I can't get him, we'll have to round out there. Check, check, check.
Sorry, Ranty pulled me off the call because you called in the background because he's a Burke.
No worries.
Right, so we'll go back to this. Screen share sounds. There we go. Right, you see my screen, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so his first lie is that he says that he was not looking for the hangout. Told his audience he was not looking for it, but I've just presented evidence that shows that he admitted he was halfway through all of Red's hangouts. He was looking frantically for this because he gave me the challenge to find something Nathan had said, and I did it in a day, and he can't find this so-called hangout, so he's lying. And on this one, he says that he did a spectrum analysis as well. He called it a spectral, and that's the wrong word. But he didn't do a spectrum analysis. He did a wave analysis, which is not the same thing. Doesn't give you the same results. But he claims that he proved that basically that the sound come from GeoStreamer's mic. So again, we go back to the results of the frequency analysis that we did, and it clearly shows that GeoStreamer's was at a different level to what Sean's is at. So Sean's claiming to his audience that he's proved that the sound came from GeoStreamer's mic by doing something that he didn't do, and by saying that he's not even looked for the hangout when he clearly has. That's three separate lies, false statements of facts that are not true, but he's told his audience that they are true. That's deceit. He's deceiving his audience. They're lies. So basically, what we can now do is, after demonstrating these three different lies, we can basically dismiss everything that he says here. But I want to play it anyway so that people can hear what he's told his audience, and I want to then respond to it. So this is Sean telling the audience the rest of his thing.
Anthony's retort to this is that I had to amplify the shit out of it, and that showed that it was Geo's microphone. The problem is, and I'll demonstrate this again today.
Actually, when I said that you had to amplify the shit out of it, Sean, what that was in reference to was not that it showed that it was GeoStreamer's mic. It only showed that there was background noise that you were amplifying out of nothing, amplifying it to hell, and then claiming there was something there, but completely missing the rest of the noise that was actually there because it needed to be there for you to have any argument at all, and that's where I called foul. But anyway.
Is that when I amplified the entire wave, not just the selection of the background audio. And the reason why this is important is because Geo's speaking didn't go above 9 kilohertz, even after it was amplified. However, the background audio did. It went to the full range of 15 kilohertz that Anthony's microphone was doing.
And my response to that, Sean, is that if you amplify the shit out of the background noise, the native noise that's within the hangout, of course that's going to go to the full frequency of my mic because you're amplifying the noise that my microphone makes, but you're not amplifying the noise that was recorded. You're saying, look over here, look over here. Don't look at the noise where the sound is actually recorded. Look at the background noise where there's no sound being recorded, and we'll amplify the hell out of it. So based on the back of three separate lies, three false statements of fact, that are deliberately deceiving his audience, you're only a conclusion on what he's describing here, aside from the fact that it's wrong, that it's got to be a lie because he's amplifying the hell out of the background and there is no noise there to be heard. And the only time you get it is when you amplify it like 40 decibels, which is crazy. And he has to ignore the rest of the noise. So just a very quick recap. He lied about saying that he hadn't looked for the Hangouts, but on the 2nd of September, he looked through half of Red's Hangouts. He lied about performing a spectrum analysis. He performed a wave analysis and didn't get the same results, completely different test. And he lied about what he claims he proved. He didn't prove what he claims he proved. We proved that it's the opposite. So, Sean, you're lying. You are literally lying, and you're covering up lies with lies, and you are covering up lies with lies with lies. And the more you do it, the more stupid you look. So again, Sean, we're going to appeal to you to admit that you've lied and admit that you've deceived people, admit that you've stated things of fact that are wrong, and come clean. Admit that Soundly was feeding GeoStreamer, and you have tried to cover it and sweep it under the mat and try and make this thing go away. I'm crying foul, and I'm showing everybody that you're a liar. Here's 3 examples of lies just now. So it's over to you, Sean. Are you going to carry on digging more lies? Or are you just going to go quiet and wriggle away because you're a little worm?
And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you hated the show, then smash the dislike button, but smash it again. But if you like the show, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you've not done so already. Also, a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. Over on Nathan Oakley, my second channel, there is the pre-show and prior debate to this one rebroadcasting right now. So if you want to chat and watch the pre-show, tune in to my second channel, Nathan Oakley. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
What?
Well, you are. You're not interested in the truth. You had an opportunity to defend Jem, and when somebody was lying about him, you just sat there and said nothing. You're a disgrace.
Who?
Read. Tell me more.
You're a
Hang on,
disgrace.
hang on. What can Jem be defended on? Which allegation?
He knows.
Who's a disgrace, Alan?
Jose.
Jose is.
So Jose's a disgrace for not defending Jem Panda on which allegation?
Well, the allegation that Jem was gathering information about people's children, not true.
And what do you think that Jose was a disgrace about not doing? What was he supposed to have done?
There's there's about 12 allegations that were made that Jose knew.
So which one
because he was
specifically
part
is
of the
Jose
story.
meant to have done that was bad?
All of them. He didn't defend him. If he's
Why would
interested in
Jose
truth
defend
like
him?
he says he is, he said nothing.
Why would Jose
he just
defend
sat
him?
there and said nothing. He's a
It's
disgrace.
not his argument to defend.
He's a disgrace. He knew different.
No, it doesn't matter what he knows. It's not his argument to defend.
No, man.
Regardless,
If you know truth, you've got to speak up, aren't you, Eric?
No, it's not his view.
I don't have any knowledge of what you guys are talking about.
Well, put this situation to the side. If you knew truth about something and chose not to speak up, it's disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
like
not
when
his
you
argument
say
to
that
be
it came
end
from
of that
size.
show, Alan, right? When the children of Flat Earth was brought to the light, and at the end of the show, when Nathan was kind of calling the police or something, it was like a little window, and I spoke, and it's on Nathan Oakley's channel, and I say, I really don't know what's going on, but I've been part of the Discord server. I'm gonna rephrase myself, and I haven't seen nothing. I seen a channel called the Children of Flat Earth, and I haven't messed in that channel. I'm always in the main chat talking to the guys. Boom, period. That's it. And that was my take, and that's still my take.
You knew different from all allegations. You knew different.
What did he know that you? What do you think he knew different?
He knew that Jem wasn't gathering information on people's children.
No, Jem was gathering information, so that's
No, it
wrong
wasn't.
anyway.
It's still there. Go and look.
Oh no, not this again. Oh no, not this again.
I can't understand how you're even defending Jeremy here, to be honest, Alan. Why would you decide that you need to defend
Through all
Jeremy?
allegations that you all made that all turned out to be completely and utterly false.
That's not true. He was gathering information about other people's children.
No, he wasn't. It's still there. Go and look.
What's still there? The information he wasn't gathering.
Everything's still there. It's not.
Yeah,
been
what's
changed.
still there? You're saying he wasn't gathering it, and then saying it's all there. What, the information he wasn't
is
gathering
there.
on my
He
kid?
wasn't gathering information on people's children.
So he wasn't.
Okay, so wait, slow down.
Hold on.
Slow down.
What's there then?
So-
What's there to look at? What are you telling
Yes,
us to go look at? Information that's not on people's children in a specifically
Funnily
labelled
enough, Nathan,
server?
you were one of the
I'm
first
still
people to
talking.
look on that
So you're
thread.
I'm still talking, Alan. So you're telling us to go and look at the non-information that's there on a specific server that's designed to gather
No, I'm
information
saying-
specifically about children of the flat earth, and that's its title. So you're saying go and look at the information that's not there. Is that what you're telling us to do?
No, I'm saying go and look at the thread. It is not what you were accusing him of
Sorry,
doing.
it's labelled Children of the Flat Earth, is it not?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
are you saying it's not about what it's labelled about?
Yes.
What's it
Who was
about
the
then?
first person- Who was the first person to post in that thread? You,
Sorry,
Nathan.
excuse me. What has my child got to do with Gem Panda?
Nothing.
So why the fuck does he have pictures of my child in that server?
It doesn't.
I've seen them. I've got screen caps of them, you lying fucking shit.
I'm a lying shit. What
Yeah,
about
I've got
you
fucking
saying-
screen caps of them. Why the fuck does Gem Panda have a picture of my kid on my lap in that server? You lying
What about
sack of
you?
shit.
What about you when you said...
Excuse
Matt is
me,
taking
you
the strike
fucking
down? I
cunt.
confirmed it.
Excuse
You
me.
lied.
So you've just
You
fucking
lied.
lied.
You lied.
You have just lied. You say he didn't have pictures of my kid in that server. He does. I've got the screen caps.
I said he's got no interest in your kids.
So why has he got a picture of her in that fucking thread?
He's got no interest in your kids.
Sorry, you've just fucking lied. You said he didn't have a picture of her. He does. So why the fuck does Gem Panda have a picture of my daughter in a thread about Children of the Flat Earth that apparently isn't about my child, but there's a photo of her there?
He's not interested in your kids.
So why the fuck does he have a picture?
Come on. Hey.
Why does he have a fucking picture then? Why does he have a fucking picture then, Alan?
Did Jeremy post it?
Why does he have her fucking picture then?
Did Jeremy post it?
I don't give a fuck who posted it. There's a picture of my fucking daughter on some scumbag's fucking website, right? That's the fact of the matter. And you're saying it's not of interest to him about your daughter. So why the fuck does he have pictures of her?
Did Jeremy post it?
Sorry, why are you asking me a question? It's his fucking server. He's responsible for it, isn't he?
No.
Oh, he's not.
He's not responsible for what everybody posts. It's a free
Oh, he's not.
platform.
It's not his server. He's not responsible for the content. So basically, on that server, anything goes. Is that what you're saying? No law applies there. Nobody's responsible for anything.
They can post what they want.
Oh, right. And that's all good by Gem. Oh, well, that's cool then. No, fucktard.
Sounds like he posted it since nobody wants to answer a simple question. So, did he post it is not the question. Sounds like he posted it.
No, he didn't.
Who gives a shit?
Sounds like a guy
Who cares who fucking posted it? It's there on a site you're saying has got nothing to do with our kids. It's labelled Children of the Flat Earth and there's a picture of my daughter there. So what the fuck are you, what are you defending?
And what did you post?
I don't give a fuck what I posted in disgust about the spastics that I don't give a shit, right? My disgust has been reported to the police, right? My disgust for that site has been reported, Alan.
You posted a picture of people's kids.
Alan, what did you do? You brought this back to light. What are you even talking
Because
about?
You knew different and you didn't fucking say anything. You're a disgrace.
Hang on a minute. Why is he expected to respond?
It's got nothing to do with you, Tony.
It's got nothing to do with Jose either. So
Oh,
why
sorry,
is Jose
but my
expected to
kid's got
respond?
something to do with Gem Panda and his server.
You posted pictures of kids.
Sorry,
You
what
yourself,
the fuck
under your own
does it
name.
have to do with Gem Panda?
You posted pictures of kids under your own name.
You're still not
Well, that's-
answering my question.
I
What
don't
does
need to
my
answer your
daughter
question.
have to
I'm
do
not
with anybody
responsible
in
for
that
what people
server?
post.
You're not
But
answering my
you
question, Alan. You're just going to get kicked out eventually because
posted
you
a
keep
picture of
ignoring my
kids
question. You keep
in that
ignoring
thread.
me and
You
asking me a
do
new
exactly what You're
question.
accusing other people of.
You're
You're
ignoring
a
my
fucking
question.
hypocrite. You're a hypocrite.
Oh, so
Alan-
now you're accusing me of all and sundry rather than answering my
Stop
question.
it.
You posted pictures of
Stop
people's
it.
kids on that thread.
It's no excuse, Alan.
He did exactly what he's accusing somebody else of, Arwen. I'm sorry, but I
Nathan,
feel
did you
strongly
post-
about it. This guy's a hypocrite here.
Did you post your
I
dad?
didn't
Wait,
post
wait, Alan,
It's
Alan.
intentional or not, Alan, but you came to steer the pot over here. I mean, everything was calm until you opened your mouth.
Alan,
Hi, Eric.
are you claiming that Nathan posted photos of his family and children somewhere on his own?
No, he posted picture of other people's kids.
Whose?
I've no idea who they are.
Maybe friends, other family? I mean, who?
No idea.
An enemy or? Well, you should have an idea because I post lots of.
I'll tell you what, Eric. I'll send you a screen grab. It's still there.
Okay, but you do
So-
realize that most people do post lots of photos of people.
Yes, I do in Facebook sometimes. I just find a pretty family. I say, let's be all happy family with children or other people that I don't even know. I don't have to tag them or know who they are.
That's
And
not
is Facebook responsible for it?
Hang on.
When people post
We're
it?
losing track. We're losing sight of the original assertion by Alan that Jose had some obligation, moral or otherwise, to defend Gem Panda.
That's
But you
correct,
state
Tony.
that I've got nothing to do with this, yet you expect Jose to have something to do with it and defend Gem Panda. It seems to be double standards.
He knew different, and he chose to say nothing.
But he's not
so
obligated
are
to
you
respond
claiming-
on
are
behalf
you
of Jeremy.
claiming that Nathan or anybody else has posted photos of, let's just call them enemies, online.
No, he's not posted enemies. He's posted a picture.
So basically, all you can say is that Nathan has posted photos of friends and family.
I don't know who the picture is.
Children.
I don't know who the picture is.
Okay, well, it's a huge difference than creating a video or thread called "The Children of the Flat Earth" and advertising people's children.
That was not the intention, nor was it ever the intention.
I'm sure it was.
No, it wasn't, Eric.
Titled "The Children of the Flat Earth."
No, it wasn't, Eric. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so what would have the intention been?
The intention was to look at what flat earthers were looking into by going into the education system. It is not aimed at people's children.
So why is it called The Children of the
Nathan
Flat
says
Earth?
that a picture of his daughter is in this thread.
Yeah, but hang on. Again, we're missing the point. The point is that Jose, you feel, was disgusting because he did not defend Gem Panda when it's got nothing to do with Jose. Why would he do that? And why would you call him disgusting?
Because he knew different, and he chose not to speak
In your
up.
opinion?
No, he knew different. He was there when I was there. He knew
Who
different.
cares? He's not obligated to defend Jeremy at all. You're wrong.
No, I'm not. Because Nathan
are.
lied.
Why should he defend
Nathan lied
anybody?
about the call to
Why
Mash.
should he defend me?
Mash
Why
that
should he
is-
defend anybody?
On one of Nathan's debates where Nathan said it's confirmed that it had been removed when Nathan had actually got the wrong server. He was talking about odd server. He actually made a mistake and he lied about it.
Sorry, making a
what's
mistake
that
is
got
the
to do
same
with
as
Jose?
lying, is it? Let me get it right. So
You
hold
lied.
on. So
You lied.
if I
You
make a
didn't
mistake,
contact
that's a
Mash.
lie.
You did not contact Match.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, really? They've written to me.
Post a picture.
Sorry. So you've just said I haven't done something, and you've got what to back that?
You didn't do it.
Really?
I know what his authority is, Nathan. His authority is because Jeremy's done a video, and in that video, he says that you've not rang the police.
I've contacted both police and MASH. Both have written to me.
Take pictures, post it up now.
And what
You think you're in a position to demand something of me, do you, fucktard?
Yeah, because you're lying.
Sorry,
You're
you
lying.
think I'm lying?
If you got him, you'd do it. If you got him, you'd
Right,
do
hang
it.
on. But what would happen if he does?
Hold on. There's someone else on the panel that's seen them.
If you got him, you'd do it.
Hold on. There's someone else on the panel that I've shown them to.
If you got him, you'd do it. Post 'em
Sorry, there's someone else on the panel that I have shown them to, Alan.
up. Post them up.
Why the fuck would I
I've
post
seen
my
pictures of
letters
Nathan Doran
addressed
in
to
that
me
server in the beginning.
about this concern I have about the Children of the Flat Earth website that I have absolutely reported to both MASH and the police? Why would I have to give that to you? Why the fuck do I owe you anything, Alan? You piece of shit. Do you think I owe you something, Alan, you fucking cunt?
Post them up.
Do you think I owe you something, you absolute piece of garbage?
You're into
Nathan,
truth,
listen,
aren't you?
the bigger
Post it up.
picture here is that in Jeremy's video, Jeremy makes the claim that you've not phoned the police, and then
I
for whatever
couldn't give
reason,
a
gives his
flying crap what Jeremy claims. I couldn't
yeah,
care
but what I'm
less.
saying is, Alan's the victim of Jeremy's lie.
Oh, right.
Alan-
So, go in peace, trust in Jeremy, you stupid twat.
Correct.
Post them up.
I don't give a shit what you believe about what I have done, Alan. You can go and believe Jeremy and tell him he wouldn't prove it to me like I give two fucks what you believe about what I have or have not done. I couldn't give a shit what you believe. Go and tell people I'm lying like I give a fuck.
Post them up if you got him.
I don't owe you anything, and I'm not posting letters that are going to be posted to me with my fucking address on for you, you stupid moron.
Everybody knows your address anyway.
I couldn't give a fuck what you think you know.
Blur it out.
Then you wouldn't
Just
accept
blur
it.
it
It was
out.
sent to Nathan.
Just blur it out.
So you've just trusted Gem Panda. That's basically your problem. You're a trusting fool, right?
Correct.
No, I don't
Yeah,
trust a lot.
yeah.
Of you
So
said
what
around.
evidence do you have? Precisely none. The word of Gem Panda, you fucking dipshit.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, yeah, you fucking dipshit. His word that I haven't done something. An argument from ignorance. Another logical fallacy. So he presents you with a logical fallacy and you just believe him because you're so fucking stupid you can't recognise a logical fallacy. You can't prove an argument from ignorance, you stupid twat.
You told him. You said.
I told him. I said, you don't have the slightest clue what I have or haven't done, Alan. You just trusted Jem about what he said I hadn't done. You just trusted him. You're a trusting old twat. You're a stupid old trusting fool. You're a trusting fool.
Alan, shut the fuck up, Alan.
No, you don't decide.
Yeah.
Nathan, you said
Sick of hearing you. Shut up.
You said the police and MASH had both reported back to you that it had been shut down. You lied. It's still there.
MASH had said it had been shut down. MASH were mistaken. That's what they told me.
Very toxic conversation. I think I will leave this. Doesn't really interest me. Good night.
It is drama.
You going to address that, Alan? What MASH told me was they were aware it had been shut down. Those were their exact words. Yes, we are aware it's been shut down. That's what they told me.
And why is it still there?
I don't know. I was wrong based on the information I was given.
Were you looking in the wrong server?
I didn't look at all. They told me it had been shut down.
I looked in the wrong server.
Sorry, Alan, I didn't look at all. They told me it was shut down. I repeated that. I didn't check anything.
Is this going to be included in the live extra bit?
Yes.
So, yes, MASH told me it was shut down. I repeated it, and that was incorrect.
I checked on the wrong server.
So you've never, but you've just claimed you never even looked at it, and yet you've posted in it.
No, I posted in it when I discovered it. I posted memes of them looking like spastics. So I pasted their head onto Spastic's head. Very poor taste. I agree. Very regrettable. However, I did it to highlight my disgust in what they were doing.
What do you think they were doing?
Gathering information about my kid, because there was photographs of my kid there. So my response, which I also reported to the police, I told them precisely what I did. I said, yeah, I made a load of memes about them and thought, right, fight fire with fire.
Okay. Well done for admitting that.
So let's go back to the Jose point. What obligation do you think that Jose had to even get involved?
Because he knew different. He knew that
it's not his fight.
Wasn't collecting.
Why would he get involved?
He knew that.
Hey guys, cheers. I'm lacking too much information on this. This is a bit disturbing.
It's like now, why would you get involved when it's not your fight?
Cheers, guys.
Later.
Later.
Exactly, Alan. I did what I had to do at the end of the show when I had a chance to talk, and I say I have been a member of the Discord server, and I share the main channel.
Listened to Nathan,
and I haven't even looked in the Children of Flat Earth. And I made a comment, very mature comment, once he started talking about whatever, and I said, like, I put a comment, something like, that's disgusting, that's a weird fetish or something, having a fetish on children. And then I did it prematurely. At the end of the show, I talked, and I say, I don't know what this is about. I've been a member of the server, and I haven't seen anything wrong because I'm in the main chat. I haven't even looked in that channel, period. That's it. That's all I knew.
Let's be clear, Alan. Jose has no obligation, moral or otherwise, to be involved in anything to do with Gem Pandas and Nathan's disagreement.
And he sat and listened to Nathan call Jeremy.
It's not his fight. He doesn't have to do anything.
A pedophile, a groomer, and when he
I agree with all them. I think Jeremy's dodgy as fuck. So am I obligated to say that I agree with Nathan?
You agree with Nathan on what?
I think Jeremy's dodgy as fuck.
Why?
Because anybody that deals with, in any way, regardless of their intentions, anything to do with other people's children, immediately rings alarm bells. And then you look into the meaning of
other people's children, though, Tony.
Yeah, but he is doing that, Alan.
He's not.
He is. He has, and he probably still will be doing.
He's not. Why do you imagine that?
I'm not imagining it, Alan. It's called The Children of the Flat Earth.
And have you seen the video? Are there is Nathan's children in that video?
About other people's children. I don't see the problem with that.
Children in that video? No.
Pardon?
You don't understand what the video was about.
Sorry, what the fuck are you talking about? What video? We're talking about a server called Children of the Flat Earth. What the fuck are you talking about? What video? Who gives a shit about some shitty video this asshole pervert has made? I don't give a fuck about Gem Panda's videos, right? Do you not get it?
Have you not seen the videos?
Do we give a shit about this straw man? No.
Well, you accused him of being a predator, a groomer, a paedophile.
Sorry, he's got a server called Children of the Flat Earth. What the fuck do you expect me to think?
I agree with him.
Hello? What the fuck do you expect me to think? He's got a server called Children of the Flat Earth.
Not a server.
Whatever the fuck it is, I don't give a shit, you pedantic piece of shit. Is that what you got? Silence. So what am I supposed to think it is? About fairies and nursery rhymes? Stupid idiot. When it's got pictures of me with swastikas drawn on me? Hello?
If you read the text, you'd understand.
Oh, what about the pictures of me with swastikas on my head?
What about them?
Oh, right, that's all good and well, and that's about good intentions, is it, stupid spastic?
Probably somebody made a mistake.
Oh, yeah, probably. It's probably all in good fun, right? Stupid idiot.
Well, you posted pictures of disabled children.
Yeah, I posted memes of the people in that server with their faces plastered on their heads.
So you're just as bad.
Oh, right. So me highlighting the fact that what they're doing is disgusting, yeah, I pointed that out when I reported it to the police. Yes, okay, I accept that it wasn't in good taste. It was my reaction to my absolute disgust that they could be gathering information on other people's kids. And to highlight that, I did the same thing with their heads plastered on disabled kids' bodies. Yeah, very poor taste. Knee-jerk reaction I regret. My bad. Doesn't change the fact that a server was set up called Children of the Flat Earth with pictures of me with my kid. Silence.
Most of the text was in the original. So there you go. Wasn't about people and their kids.
So it's not about the children of the Flat Earth then?
Read the text.
Sorry, I can read a fucking title, you stupid idiot.
Read the text.
What text? I can read the fucking title of the server, you stupid old bastard. What text that I haven't read, don't know about, and is another straw man like this fucking video you keep talking about? I can read the title of the fucking server, you stupid old cunt.
Read it in the side chat.
Excuse me, are you deaf? I can read the title of the fucking server. It's called Children of the Flat Earth. So that very specific title means it is about children of the Flat Earth. That's what it's about, you stupid old dick.
Turns out it wasn't though, was it?
Oh, really? So why the fuck did he title that? Did he just want to piss Flat Earthers off? Is he just an antagonistic arsehole? Is that what he is? He's just out to antagonise us, is he? He's just out to antagonise us with that title, is he? Just there to antagonise people? Because he's actually making it about reindeer.
Look at the evidence.
What evidence? I go on there, there's a picture of me with my kid and pictures of me with swastikas drawn on my forehead. That's the evidence. I've got screen caps of it. I passed them to social services and the police.
Post the letters. You didn't.
Anthony, you still there?
Did.
Anthony.
He did.
Did you read the letter
did,
I got from
them.
MASH in response to this?
He did. I read them. The letters.
Right, so stupid old cunt like Alan, you can go fuck yourself, right? Just because you believe stupid lying cunts like Gem Panda.
Post the pictures.
I don't owe you fucking anything, you stupid old cunt. Get out of my fucking hangout, Alan. You never return here. Defend Gem Panda at your peril. You never fucking return here. Never come on this show again, Alan. Ever. You disgust me.
That is crazy. Why in the fuck does he have to bring this conversation back to light? That was over.
What they've got to do is they've got to obfuscate it to make it trivial, to make it sound as though we're overreacting to try and discredit us. It's a process. They did it with Sean's done it with that GeoStreamer thing. Trivialize it, obfuscate it, make it go away. And I agree with Jeremy's a dodgy bastard in my opinion. I think that he's a fucking slime, and I think that he's a coward.
They want a little website called Children of the Flat Earth where they can post absolutely disgusting memes about it, and then people like Alan come on and defend it like it's a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, no point is no point to talk about it anyway. You know, that was him He just wanted to steer the pot, like I said earlier.
No, he wanted to attack you for some reason, and I don't know why he wanted to attack you. But at the end of the day, even if you did know, quote, the truth, you're under no obligation at all to defend anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And if that happened to be me, you wouldn't have to. You'd have to sit. You could sit there and choose to be silent because that's what all the wriggly worms do. So it's on their side. On our side too. If you thought I'd done something wrong and you decided to maintain your silence, you are perfectly entitled to do that. You are not expected to defend Jeremy in any way, even if you thought you knew the truth. I don't know why you would suggest that you were expected to do it. He's a fucking idiot.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!